Welcome to another broadcast of The Soul of the Everyman on the ArtistFirst radio network. All past shows are loaded in podcast form. You can pick them up at ArtistFirst.com. We welcome your questions and comments. Hit us up at email, dj@ArtistFirst.com. Here they are, your co-hosts, Michael and Margaret Lyons.
Thank you very much, D-Man. And with full premeditation and felonious intent, we will begin.
Oh my!
Felonious intent would be a great name for a rock band.
Yeah. Actually, a jazz band.
A felonious intent. Well, it would, but tonight we intend to talk about intention. And really, our topic tonight is not just intention, but it's intention versus manifestation. And you came up with this topic a day or so ago, and like we always do, we write things down and we intend to get back to them, and oftentimes we don't.
Isn't that the truth?
But this time it just worked out, and so I think, I'll start off and just say that I think oftentimes, maybe because of the popular literature that is out there these days, all these self-help books and 7 ways to, Dalai or Lama or whatever the heck it is, that people often confuse intention and manifestation. They say, well, write down your intentions and, put the super top secret sauce on them, and then it will bring, what the vibrations will call in what you're looking for. And I think there is, certainly that is true. In fact, the word, which is part of both our creation and our connection to the Creator, the word is a form of intention. When you speak into something or you speak over something, it has tremendous power, but its power comes from your intent. The words, they're English, they're French, they're Guyanese, they're whatever. The words are merely the physical encapsulation of the thought, and the thought is merely the focused and crystallized intention.
The vocalization of it is very important because you're sending out a frequency or a vibe. And it is good to have that kind of focus when you're calling in a level of, how do I say this? A level of interaction that you are going to participate in. Not, and I don't use the word wanting to participate. It's going to participate. There's a big difference in the focus when you're sitting there going, I want this to happen. I want it. Well, you're calling from a center of lack. You're calling from not having, as opposed to this is the pathway we go.
And speaking it into existence is very different from wanting it to happen.
Well, speaking want basically is putting a seed out there that has a lot of want in it.
And as I like this because I think people confuse these things. They say, I'll put my desires out there, I'll put my wants out there. And what you have to do is speak from the center and speak your intention. When you speak your intention, it has a vibration which calls and which also, in essence, manifests because it has the power like the Word had at the time of creation. The Word became substance. So the word came first, the intention came first, and then the substance followed. And I hate to say it, but in our current best understanding, I'll just say it right now, of the way the universe works, that's pretty much what happens. There's an intention, and then there's a manifestation. And the manifestation builds itself up into what we call reality, but it's all just vibrations and intentions.
If you can imagine that this interaction is a wave where you call, and in the calling you're putting out there something. Now the idea is that you want to draw it back to you. So it's like an out breath and an in breath. So to understand that it's a cycle, it must unfold in the manner of a cycle through time, which basically gives you your wave action, the flow.
Right.
But what draws it back is what I believe people are misunderstanding. They believe that just having the mental intent and speaking it and putting it out there, how many times have we heard that? I'm putting it out there.
Just going to put that out there.
But how are you drawing it to you? Do you understand that in any way, shape, or form? Or do you honestly believe it's just you speaking, doing that once, and that's it? That's all you have to do. Understanding your humanity is the function of this. You speak with that intent, putting it out there, but to bring it to you is the equivalency of an attraction. In other words, calling, almost like a magnetic function, where things are just sort of attracted to a point. And how do you build that? In other words, how do you form the pole that's necessary for the opposite pole to come to you? How do you draw that to you? And it has to do with the state of your heart. If you call in, and you've heard people say this, okay, many times when people just say, oh yeah. It's like you must be clear on what it is that you're calling to you. But being in this state of, say, wholeness or healing, where you have nothing lacking, that's the main, I think, that most people are focusing on, is I'm lacking stuff. I need money. It's like, okay, I want money. So how do I, everybody, how do you draw money to you? It's like, okay, I'm putting it out there, I need money. And it's like, okay, you're putting out there the need for money. So you will get back more need for money.
Well, if I might stop you for a second, I love this, what you said in the beginning, that this is a being state, because intention implies a certain level of commitment. It isn't just speaking. And in committing, there is a requirement that you also change. That's the becoming the attractor. So you focus your thought, you focus your intention within yourself. You then have to speak it. You must utter it. You must put it out there. But then there's a requirement that you change yourself into the being which attracts that which you are looking to manifest. Mm-hmm. And it isn't, if you say, I need, and you remain in need, you will attract, as you said, need.
Maybe let me qualify it this way, because I think people, we've all played with magnets. The opposite poles always attract. And I think that's what people are thinking. It's like, I want this, I don't have it, so I want the thing that I'm calling it in, and they're doing, okay, I'll be the negative pole, and I'm calling the positive pole in.
Right.
It's like, no, that is not how that functions. It's understanding it more along the lines of tuning into a radio station where you are focusing down and in to the frequency that you want, the certain type of music you like, let's say, instead of saying, well, I'd like to hear, I don't know, rock and roll, but you're putting elevator music out and saying, okay, I want rock and roll, but you're putting out elevator music. So it doesn't work that way. Focusing in on the frequency that you want is more the action or the analogy that it is closest to. So calling in, the other thing you always hear people say is, I need my significant other. I need my, what did they call that?
Their soulmate.
The soulmate, or their twin flame, or...
Their twin flame.
Yes.
Wait a minute. That's awesome. Keep going.
But in order to do that, you must resonate with the fullness of who you are to call your twin flame to you. People think, well, opposites attract. Oh my God. Lord help me. Opposites attract. So I want this in my significant other. And it's all these other opposite qualities. Always picking qualities and saying, okay, I'm putting it out there. This is the person that I want to come to me. Like, no.
And results usually are not. So let's focus this a little bit back. So intention, in this case, of whatever it may be, you speak it into, you speak it out. You in essence commit to the intention, and you have to then become that which what you are looking for will gravitate towards. And if what you're looking for is abundance, you must be abundant. You must not be in lack, because abundance doesn't seek out lack. Abundance begets abundance. Clarity doesn't beget confusion. Clarity begets more clarity. The opposites attract is something you see a lot in nature. It's true, but you also see like attracts like, and I think, in fact, especially in relationships, it is you becoming more and more the thing which attracts that which you love. So you have to change yourself into that which attracts what you are looking for.
It has to do with the being state.
Yes.
You must be that which you are calling. So it's not a thing, because the minute you go into a thing, that's when you can begin to apply opposites attract ideas. Things have polarities. And people are not so simple.
No. And I think people's intentions are often trivial. And you know what? One thing that again we find in many writings about intention, certainly in the Bible, certainly in many of the Tibetan texts, is that your words have power. Your word is a sacred part of you, and it's not to be trivialized. You aren't to use this power on I will manifest an ice cream sundae, because maybe you can, maybe you can't, but the power of intention is the same power as that which infuses your life force. You are, what powers your intention is a connection to spirit through the soul, through the body, back from spirit into the soul, into the body, out of the mouth, into the creation. And it will both attract what you are looking for as well as change you. Your words change you.
Mm-hmm.
People say you're judged by your words all the time, but they say it very, very sort of matter-of-factly. In fact, your words, your intentions, are the clearest form of expression of who you are. So if you intend lack, you intend harm, you intend that which is lower, you are in essence morphing your frequency, morphing your internal towards the lower, towards the lower frequencies, towards the lack energy, let's say. And to the extent that you raise yourself up through your intentions, you also internally raise up your body, your soul, and your spirit connection. You climb the ladder of intention to come to enlightenment, in essence, because it's a being state. You said it before. It's not a doing state.
Well, if you can understand intention in terms of a decision, and the decision that you have made, you take in with every part of you. Making a decision with every aspect of who you are, or every facet of who you are, and you all everything inside of you comes to this agreement of this decision. This is where I go. It basically means that every part of you is committed to this decision, to this direction, to this frequency, whether it is clarity in your life. You've made a decision that you are going to seek clarity in everything, no matter what it is, without any judgment, just pure clarity. Very difficult, because people always want to interject their own viewpoint, and that's not what clarity is.
And I would also say that intention is a pure expression. If you get to the highest form of intention, it's an expression of consciousness. It's not spinning thoughts, or it's not spinning, as you said, judgments. I want, I need, you do. Those things, you may encapsulate the greater into words, which are physical things. They are frequencies expressed in the physical plane, but the power behind it is from the consciousness, and it comes from a place of spirit. It also will change you. Intention, which is sort of like right action, it comes from that which is beyond the petty thoughts, beyond the thoughts which distract, and the sort of the minor sort of negative cycles of this world. It's up here.
Intention, in the manner in which we are defining it, because the world likes to broad brush the word and just say, oh, it's what you're thinking. And it's not just what you're thinking. It is a decision that is made and in the strength of an intention depends on how much of your consciousness is actually behind it.
Exactly.
So if every aspect of who you are, pieces of you or life patterns, says your body, your physical body, your emotional body, your mental state, you all come to this agreement of, this is where we need to be right now.
Right.
And your spirit looks at that and says yes. Then the intention becomes a pure intention because all of you has made this decision.
I think it also acquires a certain eternalness or an imperative. You attune to that which must be. Your intention becomes a piece of the great intention. You do your part, in a sense, by connecting back up to source, and then your intention is yes, it's yours, but it's your commitment to fulfill that which must be. And in some ways you change yourself. You may even become your intention through no other thing coming to you. Your intention may be to change your own internal frequency without manifesting. It is truly an intention of whose target or whose object is you, or it can be an intention whose object is that which must be. As you said, I'll commit to it. I'm going to be it. I'm not going to go want it. I'm going to be it. I'm going to allow that which must be to come through me. And whatever I need to provide to that, and whatever the world will be, it's often trivially expressed by build it and they will come. Commit to it. Be it. And it will come because you have provided the thing which lacked, which was going to come lacked, the resting place, the ground. You can, by intention, you can be the ground from which all energy then starts to flow to you because you've intended so completely that you are the ground. I will be the receptor of that which must be. Well, be careful saying that because you may be overwhelmed. If you truly say, I will be, Mother Teresa, Lord, I will do whatever you need me to do. Well, those words are intention. Then you get that which needs to be. It may change you. It may require everything of you, your whole life, your life, your physical life, yet you hold to the intention, and the result is far beyond anything that you could do as a mortal being.
Mother Teresa had said that she was going to answer Jesus' call. And what had happened to her, and she said this was after she'd been there many decades, but she just said, I see the face of my Lord in every person that comes to me, and I must answer it.
Right.
And when you look at it that way, the need is so completely great in each and every person that came to her, every child, everyone that she picked up off the street. Even if they were dying, she basically gave them a place with to be able to die in dignity.
Yes, and the commitment, the intention was, maybe you could say it as you just said it, I will see my Lord in all things and provide. So I
will answer I will answer my Lord. And she saw the face.
Exactly. I'm trying to say. To put back, the intention that you speak, when it's spoken from the place of Source and coming through your spirit into your soul and out of your mouth may change you completely. It's not a trivial thing. It becomes a vehicle through which your journey here becomes a complete one. Maybe not the only thing that you do, but if you have true intention, then that becomes your I hesitate to say goal, because it's not a goal. It becomes your commitment to that cycle. You're in a cycle of a life. You come here, and you may have prior intention. That's coming in with intention from many, many lives ago. But let's say you come here, and you are open. You're saying, my intention will be formed here. You realize it, and you have a moment to decide, because if you really feel the intention, you may also feel in some way what kind of burden it may be, because it's not all intentions are not puppies and kittens and sweetness and light. Mother Teresa is a great example, and there are many. And once you have said, I will do, you become that which will do, and that which you need comes to you.
Well, when you say I will commit, you will find out later what it is that needs to be done.
Yes.
You can't go immediately, I will do this, I will do that. No. It is a commitment to a being state.
Yes.
So I will love is what Mother Teresa was saying. I will answer the call to love. And person after person showed how they lacked in love. It is amazing to me that she had lasted as long as she did. She had so many heart problems.
Yes.
I believe the little nuns, there were a number of times where her nuns would be praying for her, because don't take Mother now. She has yet to do these things.
Right. Little Sisters of Calcutta, I think, right? Or something like that. And
they would pray her back. Her heart would continue beating, but she had terrible heart problems and if you think about it, after going through all that she had seen, who wouldn't have heart problems?
But I think you said exactly the right thing, in that you're handed, you sometimes say, here's the intention. It needs to be, you say, I will commit to this intention, but you have no idea what it will require of you. Maybe you have a feeling, maybe you have an idea, but you have no true idea what it will require of you. How much of your essence and being will be, say, consumed, but really, how different a being you will be in taking this intention.
The question arises is, how much are you willing to surrender of yourself?
Yes. Because
that's always tricky. You think you've surrendered, and then suddenly you hit something that says, oh, wait a minute, I didn't think of that.
I mean, vows, let's say vows of marriage. People hear them, they go, oh, just better, worse, rich or poor. Okay, if you are truly doing it right, your intention is to the other. Your commitment is fueled by your intention. And then you just don't know. You go through life with a person, committed to them, you're intended, they call it, in fact, and that person's life journey and yours are intertwined. They're going to go through trials, you're going to go through trials, and each time you'll be tested. What will be tested? Not just you, your intention is tested, because you have to recommit to it each time. I will be what I intended to be. Sometimes it's wonderful. Most times it's wonderful, but there are times when you must fulfill the intention regardless of what it takes from you, or you aren't, or you give it up. It's a sort of a binary thing. You either intend it and you be it, or you aren't it. You can't say, well, I'll be intended today, and tomorrow I'll take the day off. It doesn't work that way.
That's true.
I wish it did. Let's take. We get to take a day off. We actually take a few minutes off. We're going to go back to the studio. We intend to come back. So you meet us on the other side.
The wait is over. First Blood, Book 2 of the Blood series is out. Your favorite bad boy thief Dev is back, and the beautiful and deadly Trey is right there with him. She is sharp, sexy, and full of surprises. Their adventures continue as a new power arises to threaten the world. The heart of creation is under attack, and time is definitely not on their side as they battle against their enemies' undead hordes. Can they unlock the hidden power that can defeat him, or will his forces draw first blood? Get all 3 installments in the series. Book 0, It's in the Blood. Book 1, Destroyer's Blood, and the new release, Book 2, First Blood, today. Available in ebook and paperback format on Amazon, Kobo, Apple, and most other fine e-tailers.
Rick Riordan fans, love mythology with plenty of action and humor? Destroyer's Blood is for you. The new fantasy novel by award-winning author Michael Lynes is Book 1 of the adventures of Dev Kalian, the Blood series. Follow Dev and his magic sword Betrayer as they are suddenly attacked and forced to return to Olympus to fight in a war they want no part in. The world of men and gods is about to be destroyed by Zeus's ancient foe, and only Dev and Trey can stop him. The conflict never stops, and the amazing twist will have you on the edge of your seat. Act now while the ebook is on sale for only 99 cents. Destroyer's Blood is available on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, Kobo, and fine e-tailers everywhere. And while you're there, get the free prequel, It's in the Blood, available for a limited time.
Hi, this is Hannah Ruth from the band Wild Hum. Check out our new Americana Soul CD, Wild Hum, at our website, wildhummusic.com. And you are listening to the ArtistFirst Radio Network. Thank you.
The Fat Man Gets Out of Bed is the latest book from Michael Lynes, the award-winning author of There is a Reaper. Featuring 13 original stories, this wide-ranging collection has everything. Forbidden love, gods versus demigods, weird invading aliens, sexy seductive artificial intelligence, and unusual passion between the living and the dead. All set amidst fantastic worlds of pain and loss and boundless joy. From the sublime to the macabre to the bittersweet, The Fat Man Gets Out of Bed will leave you breathless with laughter, brimming with tears, trembling with suspense. Available now on Amazon.com, Google Play, iTunes, Kobo, and fine e-tailers everywhere.
There is a Reaper is the story of 5-year-old Christopher Aaron and his life-changing struggle with leukemia. Winner of both the Indie Brag Medallion as well as the reader's favorite silver medal for memoir, There is a Reaper has more than 100 Amazon book reviews and a 5-star rating. It has been described as life-changing, spiritual, a must-read. Just released on Audible and iTunes, this memoir is also available in paperback and on Amazon Kindle for only 99 cents. Get your copy of this life-changing memoir today.
Thanks for joining us on The Soul of the Everyman on the ArtistFirst Radio Network. Back to your hosts, Michael and Margaret Lyons.
Thank you very much, Scott. And you've been listening to Anagata Davida. I'm sorry, my intention was to come back, but the universe had other plans. But we're back, and we're talking tonight about intention and manifestation. And I think that we've made it clear that intention
Alone.
Yes, intentional. Intention, the word, which people let it roll off their tongue, I think has a much more significant meaning that really harkens back to the very first manifestation, the creation. But let's talk a little bit about, we kind of briefly brushed on it, and I want to just not miss it entirely, is that in fact, intention may be the thing which you spend the rest of your life doing, but it can also be simple commitments which provide simple manifestations. You make an intention, a commitment to fulfill a particular promise. In doing that, you may manifest a salary. you may manifest goodwill. The lingua franca of human interaction is both intention and fulfillment. It is both I promise to do something and then I do it. And the doing it part of it, we all have to be open to one thing. We have to be open not just to intend, but to also fulfill, and to be in essence, the agent of someone else's manifestation, someone else's intention. Somebody comes to you and asks you to do something. You say, I will. Then you do the thing. You have produced what they wanted. You are an agent of manifestation, not just an agent of intention. You are that which acts within the world to create, as well as that which asks the universe to manifest. We are both in the world, yet not of the world. I'm going to say it wrong. You probably have to say it right. But we are a duality here. We are matter, but we are also soul, and we are spirit behind it all, consciousness, spirit behind it all. And in the sense that we are matter and soul, we can be manifestors. We can be that which does and creates.
Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, this is a thought that has occurred to me during all this. As a spirit, and you agree to come here and live down here, manifesting a soul, which is quite unique, and your body also unique, just completely unique. When your life is done down here and the body dies, most people say, oh, well, I've been suffering with that body, and it goes back to the earth, and, we go up to another place.
Yes.
Whether it's heaven, whether it's whatever concept this is, but everybody understands that you do die and you go somewhere. Okay, that's sort of. But I always found it fascinating that people have this immediate thought of, oh, that's good. That body was sick and dying anyway. I don't need it. Slough it off and go on, almost as if even, I know Christ had said, you are spirits that are here in a body. But he didn't disregard the body the way most people do.
Mm.
They just sort of use it and they want to throw it away when it's done. And I find that fascinating. It's like, why do you have that attitude towards your own body? And the body itself, the language of the body that's speaking to you, it doesn't speak in words.
True.
I don't know if anyone's noticed that. When your body speaks to you, it is not in words. It is in impulses and life force direction. Maybe that's the best way to put it.
Mm.
If you're hungry, suddenly you're like, oh, I need to eat something. Or, pain.
Mm.
You did something that hurt the body. You got pain. You went past the limit that your body was capable of handling. So, is it a modern thing that we're doing now, that we just say, oh, well, we just leave the body? Or is this something that is an attitude that has gone on throughout man's existence?
Well, I think that asceticism has certainly been with us from the beginning of time. But...
No, that's true.
If you think of intention, which is to mortify the flesh or to be an ascetic, oftentimes this is done to attain a certain degree of control. You said the body speaks, but sometimes there's the tyranny of the body. Many ascetics have talked about the tyranny of the body, that the body will rule, in some cases, they say the mind or the soul, and you want to, in essence, and this concept pits the soul and the spirit against the body as enemies.
Right.
And this, I think, is what you were saying. If you look at creation, the act, let's say, that's described in Genesis, which is beautiful poetry, is that the body of the first human being was created out of the dirt or out of the clay that was part of creation. So at that point, that form, we talk about Tole, that form was no different. It was just a different shape, no more than a homunculus, no more than a statue perhaps, that looked a little bit different than, a tree. So here it is. It has no life in it. And then there was the intention, I shall create, in this case, a human being in my image. That's the intention. And then there's the action. And in the poetry, God breathes the spirit of the man into the flesh. Well, that's a beautiful poem that shows that exact dynamic. The body is not to be disregarded. It is part of creation. It is as people talk about, oh, I'm one with the trees. Well, in that case, you're one with your body, which is no more than a piece of creation. But yet that body has within it the soul, the breath of life, the chi energy, and the spirit from which it will come from source. So that dynamic is, in essence, a perfect example of intention coming into manifestation. Every birth, every breath, every part of your life, to the point where you discorporate from the form, and the form goes back to the earth, is nothing more than one long playing out of an intention coming into manifestation for a period of time. And you talked about time being where the frequencies are. Yes, and then you have to play the frequencies of the intention.
To continue. But what I'd like to point out, which I think is maybe a different perspective or spin on what we've talked about, I believe that man has got it wrong.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. When it comes to the way the body is treated. Because, they're saying I've heard the phrase, "Oh, my body has betrayed me." Suddenly, I have this ailment and I've got this other problem here, and so my body has betrayed me. And the truth of the matter is, if you realize that a lot of the ailments that come forth are because you yourself have inflicted this on the body. The stressors have settled in a certain part and begun to create a disease because you have no peace in which to share with that which you are. So I believe that that was never the intention of the creation. Okay? Where man is making things disposable, you get rid of it because it's not working right anymore. It is a marker for you to pay attention to what needs to be corrected, what needs to be looked at, what needs to be healed, because that is something in you that needs to be healed. I believe, and this is the reason why I believe Jesus, as the Son of God, came down and manifested in a human body. Then he died, and he rose up again. But he rose up in an ascended body. And the ascension, this is the talk that's going on right now, is the ascended body. Even those that, they talk about the rapture and stuff, you're going to go up in an ascended body, resurrected body.
I like what you said also before, Mara, that the ailments in the body, and people do say, they kind of say, well, my body is doing this to me, but it is exactly what you said. It's that the body is a reflection of the many types of intentions that you've put upon it. If you have no peace, if you are in stress, if you treat you use your body as a disposable thing, it's not betraying you. You, in essence, have betrayed the contract. No one is here for a very long period of time. From on a universal scale, we are brief sparks. To go back to what you said before, the intention of coming into the flesh from spirit through soul into a body and then showing an ascended form is to show that even the body even creation can be brought up to a different, higher frequency.
Right.
And in essence, the analogy, which we talk about a lot these days, is that the transformation of that which is actually creation into a higher creation, still a manifestation, but now we're moving manifestations up into a higher frequency. And we talked about that too a little bit earlier in the show, in the sense that you can, through intention, you can bring your manifestation lower and lower, and just in the same way, through intention, you can bring your manifestation, call it creation, call it your body, up higher and higher. The purest intention is to triumph over the destruction of form. To say that even though form might be destroyed, that is really brought up to the next level, and you have a what appears to be a similar form, but yet at a higher frequency. So that which would destroy a lower form is merely a mark on the upper form. That which would trouble a lower form, hunger or cold or being able, walls being a barrier, is no obstacle nor no trouble to a higher form. So you see through intention transformation, and that's interesting, because intention has to transform you, and it also has to transform that which it is acted, or which it acts upon.
Interacting with.
Interacts with, yes. There we go.
Yeah, interacting with, because...
It's one of those words. Couldn't get there.
Because creation is the place where the interaction is happening now. And you're creating in this moment now. So, yes. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it just occurs to me that, again, we see the reflections of this all through. And if you look into science, you see 3 different levels of matter which exist in this universe that we found. Those 3 different levels of matter are no less real one than the other. But what we deal with on a normal everyday basis is really just the first level of matter. And then there's a level above that, which only difference between it is that it has a higher frequency in essence. And yet again, above that, there's yet another higher level of matter, which is a higher frequency. And this they call the standard model of physics. Okay. But it also reflects a very basic nature of the underlying creation, that this creation has levels. It truly has levels at both the smallest and the grandest levels, and the grandest scales. And our portion of the creation, our bodies and that which is around us, can be brought up. How? Through intention, through the raising of its frequency to a higher level. And you have to absolutely be in complete alignment with that intention. Your heart's got to be involved. Every time the word intention comes up, you can feel that people are just thinking, okay, I got to think this way, I got to think this way, I got to think this way. I've got to think this way. And you're like, no, no, it's all of you. You have to not only think that way, but you have to feel deeply the love that is that way. And your body has to be there as well. It has to be there, your body. So that all of those aspects come together in your soul, your core, and you say, this is my choice. And this is where I commit. And this is where I am. I am. Mm-hmm. And as we all know, amming is in essence another word for being. So what we've put together here is these words, this word intention, this word manifestation, they can be conflated, but they shouldn't be. They're conjoined in some ways, or they're both they're sort of like a yin yang. They're sort of like something which you see them in parallel or at the same time moving in synchrony. You have intention, which begets manifestation. You also have manifestation, which is a response to perhaps another's intention. You have the role of both. You are both that which intends and that which manifests. And you also have the ability to raise the frequency of what is manifested, or yourself, your own manifestation, up or down, frankly. Have you ever thought, how do I know that my intention is out there and I'm bringing back that frequency, that manifestation? How do you know when you've done that? Right. What sense gives you the confirmation that you are living your intention? Right. You're actually living it. And it's gratitude. When you are grateful for whatever it is, even before you get it, that means you are there. That's the attractor too sometimes. You in essence say, thank you for that which you have not yet received. You express gratitude for the unseen, or perhaps just the not yet tangible, yet felt. You feel the gratitude. You feel the love of the other, even if it has not yet physically impacted you. Because
if it hasn't, it's understanding that you must be in that state before you want to. If you want to know whether or not you are in that state, pulling back,
right,
the manifestation. In other words, you've sent it out, and now you are drawing it back. In order to draw it back, you must be in that state. And how do you know that state is actually in you? When you are so thankful that this is who I am.
Yes.
I have received this.
So there's an acceptance there too.
Yes, you must be in that receiving mode and grateful. That's when you know you are open. If you're sitting there and being angry that it hasn't come yet, where is my twin flame?
Yeah. Where is my twin flame? But you know what? It'll never get there. But in acceptance and in gratitude and in spirit, we have to say that we're intending to end the show.
Oh, come to the end. Okay.
Yeah, come to the end. And I am Michael Lyons.
And I am Margaret. And thank you for listening.